It is the tipping point with Mike Tipton, Fox Sports 1380. I got a crew here. What the hell happened to this?
How'd y'all get in the building?
I don't know what any of this is. All I remember is I was dressed up as Joe Exotic about a week or so ago, and now I'm back here today. There's a lot of foggy memory going on. My guy, Mike Rivera, hanging out with us.
We've been here the whole time, Mike.
Literally the whole time.
Yeah.
We've also got our guy, Andrew J. Polk. Oh, look at that curveball.
Oh, pump fake.
And, of course, the one and only Marky Mixx joining us today on the tipping point with my Tipton, Fox Sports 1380. Weird random time. I'm used to this being at 5 o'clock. So weird how this is going.
Right.
I don't know how much sports we're going to talk about today, guys. Simply because...
Sports.
Yeah.
Madness.
Sports.
Yeah. I mean, congrats to New Mexico State. They won.
Yes.
You can hear those games right here on Fox Sports 1380.
Congrats to Kentucky.
That was so. I am so happy whenever I get to watch a team like Kentucky lose. It makes me so happy. Like I had them going far in my bracket, so like one of my brackets got kind of busted yesterday. Still somehow in the 93rd percentile. Weird, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Weird.
But like I had Kentucky going far. Kentucky loses. I am the agent of chaos, and I loved every second of it. Did you watch any of the games yesterday, Mark?
Yeah, I was watching the Kentucky one, but when it went into overtime, that's when I stopped watching because I was like, I'm not about to watch Kentucky lose.
Mhm.
I had them winning the championship.
It's because he's a Kentucky fan. A lot of people forget this.
Yep.
I was being so biased when I was doing that bracket. I'm not gonna lie.
So I did two brackets. I let my bias run my thinking because I have Texas Tech winning the tournament in one of my brackets. That's
Wow.
Texas Tech, a 3 seed. Like they're not terrible. They're really good defensively. They just can't put up points. So that's like the you gotta need to do that.
Texas, a Texas thing.
Yeah, yeah. UTEP. Looking at you, buddy.
So we're
But
going there now.
not yet. I don't know if we're going at the we hate UTEP stance right now.
No,
This
it's too early.
early.
It's too early.
I mean, we have been on a mission for what feels like a decade now to make UTEP great again.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I saw a memory. It was like whenever I actually made those hats, it was like 4 years ago. I was like, holy hell, I'm stupid for even making these hats.
I mean, I think they're pretty good collector's items.
They are. I think I need to make some more. I think I need the blue ones with the orange lettering now.
There you go.
We need to have a variety of make UTEP great again hats.
Make UTEP great again.
We're still trying to do it.
2024 or what?
Yeah, make UTEP great again.
The 2024 redemption tour, or what is it?
I think that's what it should be, right? The
should be.
2024 redemption tour for UTEP athletics. Although, like their new coach, like I'm happy with their new coach. They were 19-17 on the season. My dude Brandon the Iceman Cone, you all have met him, I think.
Yes.
But he had them winning like 23 games this year, and was like, if they don't win more than 20, it's going to be a disappointment. First year coach, you're not going to win 20 damn games your first year. Especially with that roster that all of us have seen, that is an absolute dumpster fire that's actually going to be put out maybe one of these days, right?
One of these days.
But like I wanted to do something a little different today because like I came in, I wanted to be like super silly. Like obviously we know the history, right? Like this has been a little reunion show for those of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I have to start off with a little sports thing because you're a Steelers fan.
Yes, sir.
You're a fan of literally every team in the NFL.
Yes, that's right. Including the Steelers,
Yes.
but not the Cowboys.
Rivera, a fan of he's just like a wandering fan. He's a fan butterfly. That's what he is.
Anybody but the Cowboys.
That's what it feels like, you jerk.
No, it's basically whoever's winning. It's like, no, I'll go there. That's what
you
it
know
is.
what? You don't see many fans say stuff like that. Thank you for at least
I'm being
honest
about it. Yes.
Yeah.
Can I be honest about it?
Frequent flyer on the
Look
bandwagon.
at that
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And then Andrew, a fan of the Green Bay Packers.
Mhm.
All of those teams, and literally the NFL, as Rivera's a fan of, have been in the news recently, right? The
Yeah.
Packers re-signing Aaron Rodgers to what is just a horrible contract. I mentioned this last week. I said my bold prediction on the show was that Devontae Adams was not going to be a Green Bay Packer. Less than a week later, Devontae Adams no longer a Green Bay Packer. I see the heartbreak happening in Andrew J. Polk right now as we're talking about this. How do you feel about having a 38-year-old Aaron Rodgers, who's not Tom Brady, have a 4-year, $50 million a year contract, just handcuffing that team to the point where they're going to have a fire sale of all their talent?
I think that Vladimir Putin should be afraid of Aaron Rodgers' information network because he's got to have some dirt on not even just the coach, but like the management and owners at this point to keep this death grip on it because it just doesn't make any other sense otherwise.
I love how it's a death grip. Like, And the thing to me is like Green Bay, like all last year, Aaron Rodgers like, I don't want to be there anymore. Green Bay's like, we really don't want you here anymore. Then it comes like, the end of February. You know what? Here's $50 million. Like, would you stay for that?
I never thought I'd be nostalgic for the Brett Favre era and how it ended specifically.
I was about to say, if you got anything about that, it's just like the way it ended, because it's very similar to this, but without being as destructive to the team.
Yeah, somehow better. I never thought I'd say that.
And you know what? I frankly feel bad for the Packers and Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers, all over the news, everyone's saying, "Oh, such a drama queen." You were saying that he's that toxic, that toxic
relationship,
guy with
yeah.
the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
Literally a couple days later, Tom Brady comes out of retirement, takes all the news away from that, and then now the Devontae Adams thing.
No, so this is what I think that happened with the whole Tom Brady thing, right? It's like Tom Brady was going to retire. And then Adam Schefter's like, oh, Tom Brady's going to retire. He says it before Tom Brady does, right?
Right.
Tom Brady has earned the right to say whenever the hell he's going to retire. What that did, and I feel like Tom Brady is way too much like Michael Jordan, right? Like we all saw the documentary. he looked at that tweet from Adam Schefter and was like, and I took that personally.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like him being the uber competitor that he is like, you know what? They were one of the greatest passes in NFL history away from making it to the NFC Championship.
Right.
Right. That was a good-ass team. They still got a lot of their players. They're going to get Gronk back because they're attached at the hip. So, to me, it's like, if I'm Tom Brady, why wouldn't I run it back? He's in phenomenal shape. He doesn't get hit very often.
No.
And, like, he's just a Greek god by now. And if you're one of these people that hasn't given Tom Brady his respect, like, whether it's begrudgingly or, like, just, like, you're in love with him the way that I am and you wish that he would let you have his baby.
The dreamy Tom Brady.
See, and that was the thing I was going to ask Tip here is like, now that Tom Brady's back, I'm sure Tip is just all in an emotional, happy state right now.
Which is why he brought the reunion today.
Of course.
That's what it was. I mean, yes.
I still think that the only reason Tom Brady's going back is Giselle realized, oh, this guy's going to be home all day. No. Go ahead and go play.
Yeah, no. I mean,
because all you're going to do is talk football. Just go play.
Well, and then could you imagine too, like you're some dude at a bar, Tom Brady pulls up because his family kicked him out of the house because they don't want to watch football with him.
Right.
And Tom Brady pulls up and he's like, oh man, like I can still do that. And you just look over at the guy and you're like, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Of course you can. You just did
Aren't
it.
you like 50? Yeah.
I'll give one guy the right to be unhappy about Tom Brady coming back, and that's the guy who bought the damn football.
Oh yeah, that guy. $500,000. I think it was like $532,000.
So he's still good at deflating balls then. Great.
I mean, technically, like, I think this ball could go up in value, right? Because, like, it was the ball that Tom Brady threw whenever he retired the first time. Kind of like Jordan, like, whenever he retired the first time.
518K. Yeah, that's what it was. And so that guy has all the right in the damn world to be pissed at Tom Brady right now.
And I think like the Tom Brady thing happened like maybe an hour or two after like that sale closed, right? Like it was almost back to back.
I mean, he's pretty good on his timing there, because the timing of the announcement of the retirement came like right after a nice little contract deadline about a payment coming out. And oh, by the way, I'm retiring now. So he's got a great calendar. I'll definitely agree with that about Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, do any of us doubt that Tom Brady has done his research on literally everything? Like this dude is a machine. So of course he would know, like, okay, this is when I need to retire. This is when I need to not retire anymore. Like it would just be Tom Brady and his uber competitiveness. He leads the league in F them kids because he's like, I don't want to be home anymore. Right? Like how far into the season before we get like the Giselle filed for divorce?
Yeah.
He sat down with his kids and says, so what do you guys like to do or what?
What's your name again?
Yeah.
Great couple of months with y'all. I got to get the F out.
You are wait, which one are you again? Are you going to see his movie?
Like I want to, but like now I'm kind of like, okay, well, maybe he just wants the sequel, right? Like it's gonna be like it's gonna be billed as like the epic Tom Brady comeback. He was gone for 2.5 weeks.
Decided his heart was on the field.
This is where I need to. Right? This is where I need to be. This is where I'm going to die. Is basically
his heart on the field.
But imagine that though. Like you're his wife, you're his kids. He puts out like on various social media to millions of followers and like ESPN and all that. My heart is on the field. It's like, damn, bro, can you be like a part of my heart? Is on like I still love this game. I still love this game. But like, there's kids out there like his kids, and like they have all the emotional damage. There's like the TikTok guy behind him right now.
Emotional damage.
He's hanging out behind these poor kids, and like they've got to have just decades of therapy to just even look dad in the eyes now.
Yep.
And then like those kids can't play football, right?
His kids?
Yeah, like they cannot play football.
Well, I heard Jack was like going to training camp with
But you see, like I feel like it's the Jordan thing, right? Because Jordan's kid was like decent at football, but he played at UCF and then like couldn't, or basketball, couldn't do anything after that, right?
Right.
Look at like LeBron and Bronny.
Mhm.
LeBron James, and like I stand by this as being a great dad, because Bronny right now is like a 3-star recruit. Like, yes, you're LeBron James' son, and somehow you're still a 3-star recruit. And what LeBron is going to do is say, I'll play to whatever team drafts him. So you're going to draft that kid, and LeBron is going to go over there and bring you fans into the stands, right? That's one hell of a dad. But Bronny ain't going to live up to what his dad is doing.
Right.
If I'm Tom Brady's kids, I give up football and like find soccer or something else. I just be the antithesis of what might maybe be a good father, because Tom Brady clearly, well, maybe I shouldn't say that.
I'd be a radio guy.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No, not at all. There's nothing. There's no money in this industry. Maybe.
I mean, if you talk sports,
Yeah, I mean, if you talk sports and then like you get a sports show, right? And then you can tell people that your sports show is brought to you by Three Missions Brewery. This Sunday, $6. The Ken Fur live music tour starting at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And I've been mentioning it all month long, the 1-year anniversary birthday party, April 2nd. The doors open at noon. Vendors and food trucks will be available starting at 3 p.m. Music will start at 8:30 p.m. And a brand new release, the Oak Age release. And they also have a tequila Oak Age that they are going to be releasing as well over at Three Missions Brewery. Be sure to join the Three Missions Brewery Music Bingo on Thursdays and visit them online at threemissionsbrewery.com. Who the hell says I'm not a professional? My God, that was a smooth segue.
Can't imagine
Give
anyone.
this man a raise. Well, give him a raise.
Yeah, where's Walt?
Where is he?
It's 5 o'clock. He's probably at home.
Nice segue.
So we spoke a little bit about the Tom Brady thing. We got Andrew's, like I'm just here today as the agent of chaos, right? Like all I want is all the chaos, all the smoke. Rivera, his two teams, like we joked about it, but the two teams that you cheer for the most, the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes.
Mark, a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. The Steelers have interest in the Houston Texans quarterback, Deshaun Watson. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, I am so excited about this.
You just want to get rid of that guy, right?
I want to get rid of him to get rid of him
You're like, I want to get rid of him to get him.
He's throwing himself the ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah, now that all the criminal charges have gone away, let's see how all the civil ones work.
Yeah, but I mean, and that's the thing too, like, it's so weird to me because you see all these people that are like, oh, the criminal charges, they were dropped, and they're taking like this victory lap of like, yeah, it's okay to force women to give you a happy ending.
Right.
Like it's super weird that dudes are taking this victory lap, but like just because he's not gonna have like the criminal cases against him doesn't mean.
Reputation.
Well, I mean, not just the
It's
reputation.
not the reputation. It's like, here come all the civil lawsuits,
Yeah.
guys. Here comes all the wrongful. I mean,
How many of those can they win, though? Can they
Probably
win?
all of them.
Well,
because
How many
listen-
lawyers you get?
Well, I think apparently Gloria Allred's involved in this. So
Yeah.
if she's involved, you know he's going to have to pay.
But this is also the thing about like all that too, right? So whenever you have the criminal case, it needs to be like a unanimous, right? Like you are guilty 100% by a jury or your peers or
Right.
whatever that stuff goes by, right? In the civil case, it's 51%.
Right.
That's all you need is just that
Majority
51%.
vote.
Because we can do the OJ thing here, right? OJ was found innocent, acquitted of all that stuff.
Okay, my
Allegedly.
limited legal. It does.
Let's ask the legal
It does
Now, if
not
I
expert,
did
but I
it, this
talk
is
about
how
it
I
enough.
would
But
do it.
okay, the standard is lower. So criminal cases, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. But just in civil cases, it's preponderance of the evidence. So the jury still has to make the decision. If it's a jury
Right.
trial, they have to all agree. But it comes down to just a balancing. What does the evidence show? Does the evidence go more in this way or that way, as opposed to it has to be overwhelming in one way or the other?
Yeah.
So it's technically a lower standard. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and a lot of those cases could
Deshaun
go. Yeah. But as a Steelers fan, like, would you be cool with like Deshaun Watson being your quarterback? Because the dude is super talented, right? Like
Yeah, he
there's
is.
no doubt about it.
Potential.
He's only 25 years old, which is the crazy thing about it. Like he feels like he's been in the NFL forever, but he's only 25 years old. But you're following the career of Ben Roethlisberger with potentially Deshaun Watson and all this stuff that surrounds that.
Right.
You know what I mean? That just doesn't feel like a good look. I'm not a fan of the Steelers, though, and I hate them with a passion. So maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Mark, what is your feelings about it?
You know what? To be honest, yes, you're right. I do agree with you as far as it doesn't look good because we had a quarterback with that reputation already.
Mhm.
You know, years later, he retires and they're still making jokes about it. Deshaun Watson, same thing, reputation. It doesn't look good, but at the same time, I mean, it's a business. Football's football. What more can you do?
And like that's the dirty underbelly of sports, right? It's like
Right.
no matter what, like you just like look at it and you're like, oh, okay, well my team has a winning record, so I'll just kind of ignore this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I hated when the Dallas Cowboys brought in Greg Hardy, and those that don't know, Greg Hardy threatened his girlfriend's life,
Yes.
threw her on a bed of guns, just machine guns and all sorts of assault rifles, and asked her to choose the one that he would execute her with. And the Dallas Cowboys signed him. Good job. And he's fighting in the UFC, which is just strange to me.
Well, look, Mike, I thought that'd be a great addition to the roster there. Greg's going to be an amazing guy.
Well, Jerry.
I miss your invitation, man. I can't lie.
well, Jera, I appreciate that mindset, but like for me, I had like this weird feeling as a Cowboys fan, right? Because like I wanted the team to do good, but I wanted him to just suck and like get released by the team. And like obviously, like you can't have those two things. Either the team's going to suck because he sucks, or the team's going to be good because he's good.
Yeah, exactly. And everything in the past, I mean, it's in the past, and that's his business, right?
Oh, everything in the past is the past, and that's his business.
I'm just thinking in the mind of a multi-billionaire.
Mark is trying to find a shovel to bury all.
Leave your heart and your felonies on the field.
Yeah.
I'd be a good billionaire one day.
Exactly.
Just ask Jerry Jones.
Well, yes. I tell you what, I'm heartbroken because I just got rid of Lael Collins right now.
Oh, the Dallas Cowboys. I hate that I love that team. God, they
Sounds about right.
It's America's guilty pleasure. That's
I don't
what
even
it
know if
is.
it's a guilty
That's what it
pleasure.
is.
I don't even know if it's a guilty pleasure anymore. Like, what pleasure do you get out of being a Cowboys fan?
It's called masochism, Tip.
There we go. Yeah, you know what?
That's it.
I feel better that way.
Yeah. He enjoys the punishment.
Exactly.
This
It's
is
fine.
how you can
Plenty of
tell.
people.
This is how you can tell I'm maturing as a human being. I was gonna make a David Carradine joke there,
Ooh.
Whoa,
but I figured I'd
hang
stay
on,
away
buddy.
from it. Yeah, I'll leave that one hanging.
Oh.
Wow, that's where we draw the line. All the stuff that I
That's-
said.
No, I don't care. I was just watching them go, ooh.
Oh, well, fine.
Isn't that what sports is all about?
Yeah, sports. Yeah,
Sports.
Yeah,
Hey, that's how you swing, Tip.
sporting sports. Sporty. I feel so bad for the people listening to this live at 5 o'clock.
Do me a favor, turn up your volume.
Yes, turn it up right now. Turn up all the bass as well.
Oh yeah.
Mark is the only one that can't hit those notes.
No, he can't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not bad.
Whoa,
Wow.
whoa, hang on.
I woke up a couple hours ago, so I'm
That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is. He still has morning voice.
I joined a work meeting the other day with like morning voice as well because it was like, oh my god, I have a meeting in like 10 minutes, right? So you
Oof,
jump in the
yeah.
shower, come out still wet, and you're like, hi everybody, I'm just gonna be over here waiting until I get some coffee.
your voice is all cracking.
Or-
Wait, you shower when you get into work meetings?
No, I mean that's the only way I do a work meeting in the shower.
It's
That we're
Tipton, that's how
calling
it
it now.
works.
All right.
Yeah.
yeah, come
All
on.
right, boss, just give me a moment real quick. Just set the
That's one of my favorite things is when you get that production request, like, you know what, I'm going to do this in the morning and I know why I'm doing it in the morning.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, only because I can get that.
especially whenever you got the
Get that
meat
on.
slinging tour. That's the best way to do
Yep.
it.
But once it hits like past like 3 o'clock, that's when you're like, hey guys, come on down.
More like 9:30 for him.
I was say for Mark, it's like 8:30 in the morning. It's like, hi everybody, how's it going? Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
I'm
What?
so glad to be here.
So you guys are going to get to witness something awkward that you guys haven't had to do at all during this new rendition of the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton.
Okay.
Whenever we come back on the show, we're going to continue with more sports after this. See, I have to do that.
Yeah.
And I have to let everybody know the reason why I'm doing that. The people that are watching on the live stream
Mhm.
is
This is
because
where we cut it.
yep, I have to cut this
Cut
out
the
right
segment,
now.
yes.
Yep, and put in all the stuff that I need to do to
Yeah.
get ready for the next segment,
Oh, yep.
which is starting in 3, 2. What a long commercial break. 1. It is the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton on Fox Sports 1380. It's been an absolute just blast of a show so far. The first 20 minutes of this show, following that long, just abusive commercial break that we came back from right now. Mike Rivera, Andrew Polk, Marky Mixx hanging out with us. Should I call you Marky Mixx or should I just call you like Mark Saldana? Because I feel like Marky Mixx, like you've grown a little bit more. Like we should use your real
Oh, he
name.
still looks 13.
I'm still Marky Mixx.
He's still my
There you
Yeah,
go.
the name's still alive, bro.
he's like Tom Brady. My heart is with Marky Mixx.
While I'm in this building, the dream is still alive.
The dream is still alive. Although my friends do tell me, because when I hang out with my friends on the weekends, like they see a different type of Marky Mixx, and then I'll send them a picture of me at the office wearing my tie and everything. And Mark with a tie and Mark on the weekends is a totally different vibe. And I'm like, makes sense.
Oh.
That
Yeah.
was arguably the most boring story I've heard all day.
Off
Wait,
the
is
top
there still a
rope.
bench?
What was that
There
David
should be.
Carradine
I
reference
wish-
in the last
I
segment?
wish I had a bench right now. The only person I feel that doesn't look the same or like continues to look the same at work or no matter like where they are is Andrew. Like I just picture Andrew goes to like bed in like a suit like pajama. Either that or
They
like
make those.
or like the nightgown with a nightcap, and then he's got like the candle in like those candle holders.
He
Like
probably does the preview before he goes to sleep. Well, we're going to go to bed here right now. And we've got a dream coming up in the next segment here.
here it is, 7:30 at night, and it's time to go to bed.
No,
Right
we
here
say that
at
out of love,
Andrew's
though,
home.
man. We say that out of love.
I know better than that though, because Andrew and I have hung out a few times recently,
Mhm.
and Andrew has he's a little bit of a party animal. Don't let it fool you.
Yeah, you know what? When we hung out that day at the 3 Mission
Mhm.
Trails,
Oh, yeah.
party, that was actually pretty cool, man. Like I saw a different side of you. I was like, okay.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
he loosened the knot
He
on the
loosened
tie.
it, yeah, about to say.
The unbuttoned one.
One button was down.
Yeah.
There's just one tendril of chest hair hanging out of Andrew's shirt. Oh, so what are y'all doing for like this weekend? Because I have a great event for you coming up. Chuco Barbas is working along with Lucha League Wrestling, and they're bringing you Chuco Mania. This event will be taking place at the Shack Wings and Brews, 4726 Woodrow Bean on the northeast of El Paso. The event starts at 11 a.m. with a car show, and they'll have Lucha Wrestling as well. But I, the meat slinger, will be the MC of the wing eating competition. 3 separate competitions, and we have a tiebreaker of an atomic hot wing. So depending on if you tie with somebody in the amount of time we give you, 5 minutes to eat as many wings as possible. If you tie, the tiebreaker, that hot wing, and it will destroy you. And I am here for all of it. More information, or if you want to get your car registered, there's still time for you to register for the car show. Visit them online, Chuco Mania. You can visit their site, or you can go to Chuco Barbas as well. This is a pretty cool event. It's free to the public, and all of the proceeds from any money that is raised is going to reach for the Star Foundation. That's going to be tomorrow, Chuco Mania, on the northeast of El Paso at the Shack Wings and Brews. I'm ready to go out
wing
there.
eating contest. Would you guys be good at that?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I would. Because I like to enjoy my food. I eat slow. Anyway, I think
That's
y'all have seen it where like I'll
Yeah,
have
that's
food in
it.
here for
Usually
hours
you're
at
the
a time.
You're the last one.
Yeah, like
Always.
because I don't know how I'm this fat. Like maybe it's because I eat so slow, right? Is that what it is?
Gives the calories time to sit.
Yeah.
And by the time you finish with one plate, you're already ready for the next one because it took so long.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it took me 8.5 hours to finish breakfast today.
And that's just the wings. He never touches the fries.
Yeah,
Why is that?
I don't know. Like, so I'll eat like a couple of fries, but like fries upset my stomach.
Really?
Like just fries. Like I can eat mashed potatoes. I can eat like baked potatoes. It's just fries. So maybe it's like the
just
oil or something. Yeah.
it's the
Yeah,
oil.
must be.
Yeah. My stomach almost killed me whenever you and I ate at a certain wing place, and I'm not going to say their name because I just don't want people to think I'm a horrible human being.
Fair enough.
But people think they have the best wings in El Paso, and they don't. But my opinion, not Andrew's opinion.
Right into
no
the
one
camera
else.
there. Yeah.
Wow.
right in the right in the lens.
Yeah.
So I went straight to the camera, like purposely on that, with as deep as my voice goes. They don't.
Not even 3 minutes into this segment. we
Staring
already
into
got
their
real.
soul. You know who you
Wow.
are.
I'm Batman. Have y'all seen that movie? Because like I want to see the Batman movie.
The new one? No, I haven't seen
Nah,
it
not
just
yet.
yet.
No, Mark.
No, I haven't seen
No.
it.
I go to you guys as my movie people because I don't ever. And the first time in like the 5 years I've known
This
all
is
of
the
you
first time we haven't. Yeah. Okay.
that I've wanted to see a movie, I go to you for like help, and neither one of you have seen this movie.
Oh, that
So
is
now
true.
I will never see this movie simply because neither of you can help me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm exactly like you. I'm not into like the superhero Star Wars movies.
Well, no, I mean I'm not into any movies unless it's like Fast and Furious. I watched the Fast
Only,
9
yeah.
saga. The other
No,
day.
because he lives his life a
Good.
quarter mile at a time.
I mean, who
Oh,
doesn't?
sure you do.
Yeah,
Everyone else.
Tip
Tip.
Diesel.
Tip Diesel. Tip Diesel with hair now.
Yes, I
Yeah, I
know.
was gonna
Let's see, hey,
say.
let's see. Take off the hat, man.
So there we go.
I want to see
God,
progress.
Yep.
a
With
little
this
bit of hair.
guy.
It's working.
Wow.
We're getting there. So like I just
I
decided.
just want to introduce myself. My name is Mark Saldani.
Hi, Mark. Nice to meet you. Michael Robert Tipton.
Wait, Junior, right? Aren't you Junior?
So my biological name is Nicholas Michael Graham III.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the adopted name is just Michael Robert Tipton.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I like that one better.
Yeah, so do I. Both of them super white for a guy that looks like this.
Yep.
And grew up in Socorro.
I know, right? My God. So like they had that issue with the Andrew over here looking at something. What's going on?
Oh, they're saying that we sound muffled.
Yeah, I'm getting some directions on the audio quality.
Oh.
Well, I mean, these mics
Interesting.
old.
Yeah.
The mics y'all have. I don't know if I sound good. I might sound a little hot right now, but we'll see.
Actually, I think this was the bad one. I can't remember.
Well, I mean, no one wants to hear you. Anyway.
Of course not.
Let's go and turn you down.
Good grief.
We'll mute that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily, since this is live, we can fix it and not have to worry about any of the post-production stuff that we might have to do by 5 o'clock. But anyway, Andrew
Yes.
is trying to bring back a staple of the show, something that we've done a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
He has chosen to introduce a new type of drink to us.
Well, we're combining a couple of purposes here, if you want to be honest with it. Both, of course, the ASMR section, which has been long neglected, but also the weird stuff that I found at the store that we're going to try now kind of thing.
Yeah. Those that don't remember, because it may have been a while,
Oh.
even though it feels like it was last week, right?
It was just last week, wasn't it?
We would bring in new food. Andrew would bring in these weird chips and like,
Yeah.
I don't know, Kit Kats
and
all kinds
coffee.
Yeah, Andrew was the king of finding obscure Pringles flavors.
Man, I was just going to Walmart. I don't know where y'all were looking.
Well, nobody looks at this section.
No,
of Pringle, right?
no,
What was your
no.
favorite Pringle?
Everyone just walks past it except Andrew.
See, I don't even like
Andrew's
Pringles.
the only one doing research. He's got like I picture him with like a notepad, right? Like a pen with a quill on it, dipping it in ink, writing all the notes. Like, this bag of Pringles right here is.
Yes, no, maybe.
No, I mean the only good thing is though Andrew's got good taste. At least he didn't almost die on the show like I did. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, there was that.
Oh, I want to hear that story.
Well,
No.
I think you were here.
No.
We did the barbecue chicken pineapple pizza thing, right?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
something. Yeah. And I almost.
Yeah, you almost bit it. Yep.
Shout out to Papa John's.
The Papadilla.
They came in here and gave us free food. And here Rivera is just dumping
Almost
all over it.
dying.
My God, dude.
Yep, hacking up along.
So much for that endorsement.
And then I made like the coffin dance song with it as well.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah, there we go. But Andrew bringing back the ASMR, introducing us to this new, what is it?
So it is Nitro Pepsi Draft Cola, and I got it in both classic and technically, I guess, vanilla. But yeah, Draft Cola is what it is.
Pepsi, not normally my go-to, right? Like I do Dr. Pepper because again, I'm a Texan. I'm proud of it.
Well, have you heard the theory about it, about how the flavors work? That cold Pepsi is supposed to
Lies.
taste like warm or room temperature Coca-Cola,
Lies.
because Coke was developed in the era before refrigeration, and then Pepsi after refrigeration. I don't know if I believe it
I
either.
love just the useless knowledge you have. The absolute like
You sit on a bed of lies, sir.
I mean, apparently, like it triggers people, right? Because like I
Apparently.
believe you, like because Coca-Cola was made in like what 1870, so there
Yeah.
was no refrigeration back.
It was a
then.
patent medicine when it first came out, for crying out loud.
Yeah, back
feel like-
in the day when cocaine was healthy for you.
Yeah.
I feel like these facts.
It's
you gotta dig
cocaine.
way deep into Google to find these facts, and I believe Andrew's that guy.
No,
It's like page 10 of
No.
Google.
But Andrew's a very smart guy, so I take it
That's
with.
why he does his
I
research.
believe
Me,
it.
I'm
You
done.
know.
Once I have to get past second page of Google, I'm like, I couldn't find it.
yeah, right. Like yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth my time.
It doesn't exist.
It's like if an athlete like has a Wikipedia page, but they don't have a picture on their Wikipedia page. You're not really an athlete,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're not really a superstar.
Yeah, like
No
you're
picture, you're not.
you know, something like, and if they don't have Twitter, like Jakob Pertl for the Spurs, although I think he deleted his after John Morant put his ass on a poster.
Yes.
Dude, I would delete my social media too. Like the world is going to destroy me.
I'll retire after that.
But like I tend to believe Andrew whenever he says these things because he was alive to live it.
Right.
I mean, it's not that I don't believe in. I do believe you. Obviously, you know your facts. It's just kind of like, these facts. You got to really research them. You know. What
I like how Mark's digging here. Mark's really digging.
Mark is apparently the one person that's going to be like, okay, no matter what Andrew says,
I believe him. We straight up had a conversation at one of our modes about World War II. Remember?
Probably. Yeah, that
World
sounds
War
about
II,
right.
World War
Yeah.
One, about how it started, and he like went off.
I'm just saying I
Well.
miss the coca leaves and the coke. Yeah.
It was a different time back then.
Grandma says we could get more done back in the day, and we're lazy now. Well, Grandma also had cocaine in her Coca-Cola. So.
Just saying. Just saying.
There's a reason. There's a reason why Grandma and Grandpa woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning to
And of
work.
course, you can hear all this on the El Paso History Radio show hosted by Andrew Polk.
Now
There
hosted
we
by
go.
Andrew.
We actually did talk about soda and beer the other day, so closer than you may think.
Wow.
I feel like I may have been rubbing off on him a little bit. Phrasing. Phrasing.
Are we not doing phrasing
Hey
anymore?
man, hey man, it's live, so we can't edit this out.
I know.
No,
Ah, this live show at 5 o'clock on Fox Sports 1380, home of New Mexico State Athletics. I do want to plug Andrew's show. I had to have the awkward pause there. That's my thing.
Show?
And it's so
history.
well, no,
little
like, I'm thankful that you have taken time away from your show, which is going on live right now, as this show is going live right now
Absolutely.
as well. Talk El
Magical.
Paso, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. on AM 690. You can check out the Facebook page, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, all that good stuff. Andrew doing some amazing things there, and of course the El Paso History Radio Show. Mark, I am leaving it up to you whether you want the draft cola or the smooth, creamy, easy to drink
Vanilla
draft cola.
I'll do that one, the vanilla.
Thank you, because I was not going to do that.
Okay, so he said we have to open these a certain way or they'll
not
explode.
straight
Not
into
under
the
the
mic.
mic.
Next to
the
the
mic. So
Okay.
we are
We go
getting
in
ready.
order.
Hold on. Wait. Don't jump the gun. We are here specifically for our ASMR audience. We lead El Paso and all sports radio in ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
We will go Rivera, Andrew, Mark, and me. Rivera.
Oh my goodness.
What a start.
You had one
What
job.
a start. My
win.
God.
All over my company, all over the company laptop. Great.
Little too excited there, buddy. But
Wow.
let's see.
Okay, hold on. I feel like all of these are going to explode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Mark?
Huh.
Look at that. Mark, the only one that knows how to open a soda can over here. I feel like a jerk because I guarantee mine will explode.
Yeah.
Somebody had to have shaken it, but here we go.
Foamy.
Sorry, Walt. We'll pay you back for these.
Who would have known that draft, like, you would just have to shotgun draft cola?
Interesting.
Hey, this is actually really good. Cheers.
Okay, so I will
I like
give it a try now that I can actually get it open. Rivera, what are your thoughts on your soda that splooged all over you?
Well, for starters, the foam's a little different.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a different sensation, but the
Yeah.
flavor's there.
I was going to go to Andrew, who simply walked away. I guess he's going to try to get a towel or something.
Yeah, because I got it all over his seat.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
From Destiny, slurp it up near the mic.
There we go.
Well,
Of course.
well, I
That's
mean, that's
I couldn't top Rivera.
no, nothing. The way his can opened, like we all should have just gave up after that. Like,
Yeah.
like the way his can opened was just absolutely perfect.
I like the suspense also. The suspense. Just,
So now I got a
one
combination
of
of soda and alcohol wipe over here. God, this is great.
Soda and alcohol wipe.
so how long
That's-
are you in town for, Rivera?
Actually, I will be here through Monday.
Through Monday.
Yeah. So I've been back and forth every weekend.
From Amarillo, right?
Yes. So
We can mention, because I've said this a million times on this show, since I pay for it, I will talk about whatever radio station I want until I get paid to not talk about a radio station.
Of course.
Where do you work, Rivera, now that you are living in Amarillo? Hopefully you'll be coming to El Paso soon, but
Yes.
I know that you're up in Amarillo. Where do you work for?
right now, you can still hear me weekends on 101.9 The Bull, Amarillo's #1 for new country. So I'm still doing the country thing.
I love how you just like immediately into the character, right?
Hey,
Like,
no,
just
we have to.
straight
I mean, that's
into it.
just that we got to go straight into it. That's the way it is. So yeah, it's a fun job. So I'm in a different role up there. I started off as the ops manager. Decided that engineering might be a better fit for me.
Yeah, Rivera loves putting stuff together and fixing it with duct tape. So
Yes.
we've got that working
Master disaster.
WD-40.
Oh, all the time.
for
Well,
us.
duct tape if it's not supposed to move, WD-40 if it's supposed
Right.
to move.
Exactly.
So
That's
I saw like an old clip from King of the Hill where like Hank Hill's trying to open up like his can of WD-40. He goes into his tool belt and pulls out the smaller can of
one.
WD-40. I was like, that is
Yes.
fantastic. It reminded me of my dad so much. Oh my god. My dad was Hank Hill. Oh,
Dang it,
God
Mike.
dang it, Bobby.
oh, blast. Anyway, so that was great. That was a fun segment there of Zero Sports. Let's say something for the sports nerds out there. College basketball happening, right? Like the NCAA tournament, that thing.
Bracketology.
Yes, that nobody knows anything about this stuff. Like to be
No.
honest, like
And somehow Tip is still 93 percentile.
well, one of mine, and I'll prove it to you right now. One of mine, the one where I have Texas Tech winning, I am in the 99th percentile.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
I was super surprised by that because I thought Kentucky losing was going to absolutely kill my bracket, but no, I am a genius when it comes to sport. And this is the most college basketball I've watched all year.
Are they still doing the whole
Literally same.
perfect bracket, win $1 billion thing?
I believe they are, but I
Is-
mean
is-
that's never happened.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it- is
usually Warren Buffett who does that. Yeah.
Huh.
Is anyone even still in the running for that? Because like I know there was one year that
Okay.
like Gonzaga or something won, and
Where
like
did
it
I see
just
it?
blew up everyone's bracket. But there was like one dude who called it, and all of our hopes and dreams lasted with him until about like fourth round, and then they cratered.
So this morning there was like 700 people who still had perfect brackets. That was this morning
That's
though.
it.
Yeah,
700.
700.
So I just lost a game
Thanks,
right now.
Kentucky.
Or wait, not right now. I just lost a game earlier today because this not being recorded and being live on Fox Sports 1380 all the time. My bracket is now in the 96th percentile because I had Loyola beating Ohio State. So Ohio State beats Loyola by 13 points. My bracket no longer 95 or 99 percentile, 96th percentile, both of them. So one of my brackets I must have chosen Ohio State over Loyola.
Yeah. And just for the record, there the odds of just just straight guessing and picking a perfect bracket 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
My God, is that even a number? Like whenever you get to that point,
Yeah.
like, those numbers shouldn't exist,
Exactly
right? Like it's just infinity. You will never win it.
Look
Yeah,
at
basically.
you just making up numbers at this point. Now. Come on.
And you have a better chance of winning the lottery than predicting that, literally.
Whenever we come back on the tipping point of my Tipton, maybe Mike Rivera finishes cleaning up his laptop that he just spilled all his stuff on.
It still works. So I'm in good shape.
And more sports. Dude, that was perfect.
Yeah, dude, that was great.
Just maybe.
Worked out pretty well.
This one is pretty good.
Hey, it is. I like
Yeah.
it.
I like it.
The phone. It's
I
a
think
little
the
different.
nitro is because like it's got more like caffeine in it, right? Or is it just
No,
pure
they're
cocaine?
using nitro gas instead of carbon.
Yeah, so it ends up being smoother overall. It's actually better if you pour it out, believe it or not, because it kind of slightly gets ahead like it does like with a draft beer.
Oh, and it gives you like instructions on how to
Yeah,
use it.
look, chill can, pour hard, admire, and enjoy.
Really.
Mm.
That's
I
still
like
pretty good
that.
out of the
I
can.
like that pour hard.
See, that's what
So
happened.
you
I
don't
didn't
pour it like
admire
beer,
it.
like the regular
You
beer. You
just
got to pour
straight
straight
up.
up.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
straight down. Yeah, I tried doing it with like the first one I had. It was like, yeah, that didn't work
We
out.
should have done that with Rivera, like just straight into his mouth as it was just
You should
spraying
have
all
shot
over
him.
the place.
Should have shot him, man.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't admire it. That's where I messed up.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what it was.
You have to appreciate the can.
Yeah. And the
Well,
can will
no.
let you know.
You have
It'll
to
let
be
you
the
know.
can.
It knew that I was a Coke fan.
It knows you. It knew you were a Dr. Pepper fan. Too.
It did. That's why I was like, hey, I want to get this jerk over here too. The
Mhm.
two of you were able to, like, I was surprised with you.
I, know,
That was-
I was expecting the same thing as Rivera.
Yeah,
That's
no.
how I even went like that, just in case.
Homeboy
Yeah.
here just pulls it off like perfect 10.
I was
Love it.
expecting mine to explode, like physically just
Mhm.
explode, and we'd all no longer be here. All right.
Tragedy in El Paso as a local radio host blows up after a soda incident.
I don't think anyone in El Paso would call that tragic. They'd be like, yeah, he kind of deserved
Oh,
it.
thank God.
So-
That guy's finally off the air.
Something had
Good
to have
grief.
happened. All right, let's get into the final segment here in 3, 2. It is the tipping point of my Tipton Fox Sports 1380 marquee mix. My guy Andrew J. Polk, Mike Rivera hanging out with us here in the last segment of this perfectly live show that we're doing here on Fox Sports 1380. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's tuned in on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all over the place that we're doing this silly ass show of ours. I also want to let you know about Thrive 915, and on April 2nd from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the new Economy Wholesale Grocers down in the valley where I'm from. It used to be a Kmart. Now it is a new Economy Wholesale Grocers, 411 North Zaragoza. I drove by there the other day, Andrew. I don't know if you've been down in that area. I know it's a little scary, but it's okay.
It's a little $50 worth of gas nowadays.
Oh my God. I filled up my tank.
I can't afford to drive down there.
I filled up my tank to drive up here. I forgot that I live on the far east side of El Paso, and it was a mistake.
Yep.
But I'm not going to complain about gas. I'm lucky I can pay for my gas. But I drove by there. Beautiful facility. It's nice. It's bright. Mark, you've been down in that area before. It used to be a dirty, dingy Kmart. It actually looks nice now. I'm not used to this. Nice things down in the valley. Who would have thunk it? But the Low and Slow Barbecue Show by our friends over at Thrive 915. They're partnering the ticket sales. A portion of the ticket sales are going to come to the West Texas chapter of the Alzheimer's Association. Tickets are on sale right now. If you're 18 to 64, non-military, $10. Or if you're 10 to 18, 65 and over, or a veteran or active duty military, it's only $5. Kids get in free. And that is kids 10 and under. I love this part here. They have to be with an accompanying adult. So if you're a 10-year-old out there listening to the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, you can't go by yourself.
No.
Sorry.
I was like, what 10-year-old is going? Well, in the 90s we did that, so I guess maybe that's why.
It's called free-range children tip.
Free-range children.
Yeah.
One of these days you round them up, but not now. So the Low and Slow Barbecue, Lowrider and Barbecue Show coming up on April 2nd. I'm looking forward to that as well. I'm going to be one of the judges along with our friend Chris Babcock when it comes to the barbecue contest. Why do all these food places come to me to eat their food? Because I'm a fat guy. I know what I'm talking
about. And you know how to sling that meat. Come on.
Yeah, you sling the meat.
We're slinging that meat, baby. So look out for that April 2nd from our friends over at Thrive 915. I love this. I love being around you guys. I don't want to get like super sentimental about it, but it takes me back to a very fun time that we had here on the radio. Mark is doing a bunch of different stuff now. I know you're DJing as well. Where can people find you whenever you DJ?
So right now I'm pretty much everywhere. I'm part of this DJ group that kind of hires me to be on the weekends. So I'll be at different bars across. But aside from that, I still got my Marky Mixx Productions. It's a new LLC that I just turned into. Marky Mixx Nightlife Productions. It's becoming legit now. So I still do private parties and things like that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Still got my 8 to 5 job at the district, and that's it.
Look at Mark. He's an adult now.
You remember how excited he was when he came up to us and said, "Can you guys write a letter for me because I'm getting this really cool job at the district?"
I never said cool job. I just said a professional job.
Yeah. Oh, because radio's not professional enough for him.
It pays in everything.
I get a paycheck.
I actually get a paycheck, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, he actually gets a paycheck with pay on it.
Oh, wow.
With numbers.
I don't know them money. It's amazing.
Right.
What happens here?
I didn't know what to do after that. I was like, what do I do with this?
He actually hasn't deposited any of his checks.
No,
he just has the paper.
I remember that too. One of his first checks, he got real excited because he texted me a picture of a barbecue pit. I'm going, yeah, good boy there, man.
and Mark also bought a house.
I did.
Yes.
I bought a house out in Socorro. And I got a new truck, actually. Oh. Yeah, man, trying to make those moves, but now I'm broke every month.
Yeah,
all my money goes to mortgage and car payments and insurance. And
welcome to being an
growing up.
He grew up.
Thank you for the warm welcome.
You're very welcome. I also thought about it too because whenever he's like, "Hey, can you write me a letter or recommendation?" I was like, "Do you want one from me, really?
You really want? Is that a wise idea?"
Think about the strategery here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a good route for anybody to go.
I want to be like Mike Tipton when I grow up.
Oh,
Please
no.
reconsider.
Deny.
Please reconsider.
86, this guy.
Yeah.
My kids will say that. I'll be like, no, please don't.
Son, I love you, but no.
And of course, Andrew, we mentioned a little bit earlier, your show, Talk El Paso, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. And of course, the El Paso History Radio Show. You're taking that over for your dad. How is Jackson doing? Like, is everything going good with Jackson?
He's going well. Just
Awesome.
kind of wanted to go out on top kind of thing. I mean, they've been doing that for, I mean, if you draw the history of that show, literally its own history from the Leon Metz program back in the early 2000s and late 90s, then through the El Paso History Radio Show after Leon retired and now to now. I mean, he's been on that program for 22 years. So, yeah, just kind of change of the lifetime to move on, but we're of course going to keep the show going because there's so much to talk about with El Paso history.
What's your favorite part about El Paso history? Is it Duranguito?
Duranguito's an interesting little bit here. We're actually going to get into this weekend is the geologic history, how the landscape we inhabit, how it came to be. I mean, how the Franklin Mountains came out, how the weird stuff like Kilburn's Hole, Waco Tanks, Mount Cristo Rey happened, and how this area has been covered by oceans 11 different times in geologic history. Because a lot of people, you say that and they're like, what? No. But there's reasons. There's fossils of sea creatures at the top of the Franklin Mountains.
I can tell you how the mountains formed. Plate tectonics.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, but the specific way, it's
We'll talk about the Rio Grande Rift and the
yeah.
Plutons and all that stuff here. Good.
Yep.
Talk about the days when the Rio Grande had water and there were trees that grew in El Paso. The good old days.
Yeah. You can still visit in the Rio Bosque, but yeah, it's a concrete ditch for a lot of it.
I know that's sad. Anyway, well, I don't want to talk about sad stuff about
No,
the fact
just
that the
happy
border
stuff.
used to like not have a fence on it whenever I was a kid.
Well, that too.
Damn,
I
I'm
remember
old.
that.
Dude, we're old. Super
Yeah.
old. I got white hair in my beard. I got hair.
That's the part that gets me.
Well, so then they put a fence, and now they put an even bigger one.
The wall.
It's a great fence.
Well, you know it's going to be after that. Bigger fence.
We're unveiling the concept sky fence.
Nobody can do it like me.
The border is going to be a dome. What about weather? No, dome.
I was watching reruns last night, and this great show gave me an idea. Under the dome, it'll be fantastic, tremendous.
I was going more Thunderdome, but that's good.
We don't need another hero.
We have too many of them.
Okay, so I don't know when we're going to do this again, so I want to get like predictions out of the way right now. Who wins the Super Bowl next year, Rivera?
I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Oh, nice, because Tom Brady's coming back.
Yes. I think he's going to go in there, get it, and then finally do the proper. He's not going to go out with an L. He's going to go out with a W. That's what he wants.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So he's a psychopath, so he's got to go out on top, like it's Tom Brady.
And then 5 years later, he'll come back again for Super Bowl 60.
62, something like that.
Yeah.
Tom Brady will never leave. He's going to be a cyborg on the field.
You know, cryogenics and then Super Bowl 7.
Look, I can still throw the football. Put me in, coach.
Well, no, like Tom.
It'll
I
be
don't
like Burt Reynolds in The Longest Yard.
but see, that's the thing. That's how a normal person ages. We're talking about Tom Brady, who's apparently Benjamin Button, right? Because like his combine picture where he looks like an athletic loaf of bread till now, where he's just like ripped and chiseled. And
Greek
he's Tom
God,
Brady.
yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like he's just aging in reverse. So by the time he's 70, he might have like a bigger cannon.
Have you read his TB12 method though?
I have not. It's psychopathic, and I don't want to do it.
It's you'd rather eat cheeseburgers and drink.
Of course,
beer, right?
I'd rather enjoy my life. And
I'd rather eat like a normal human.
Yeah. I mean, we're all going to end up in the same place at one point in time, like down in the ground or in a bunch of ashes. So you might as well enjoy it. I remember I told that to Walt once, and he was like super, like, wow, I didn't realize you looked at the world that way. I was like, I like eating food, buddy.
Quarter mile. What part of quarter mile at a time
I
did you
don't
not
understand.
understand?
Tip Diesel.
Tip Diesel 10 seconds at a time, buddy. I mean, come on. If I'm here another 10 seconds from now, it's a win. I'm not trying to win this race by a mile. Shit.
No.
Winning's winning, right?
That's all it comes down to.
Just win, baby.
All right, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. The time is winding down on us right now. Rivera, thank you so much for coming out here. I know you're a super busy dude. We are still going to continue the mission of making UTEP great again. Andrew, thank you for opening the doors.
Yeah, it's the least I could do. Literally, I could not have done much less than that.
And when they find out that we were here, he might get in trouble for opening those doors.
I don't think he will.
No.
It's Walt. Will you get in trouble?
Yeah, we'll find out.
I was about to say his phone lit up. I'm like, oh, Walt knows we're here.
He's like, it's Walt. We all just got quiet. Like, why? What was the point of that? And that's the way that Mark goes out. I don't even get to say like a nice thank you to Mark, but thank you, Mark, for being here. Everybody, thank you so much for the support on the show. We'll see you next week.